Hello everyone. Topic which we'll be covering today is sheet metal work. Sheet metal work is process of working with metal to create individual part assembly or large scale structure. First of all, what is sheet? So any metal object whose thickness is less than 0.5 mm. So that comes under foil. In any metal object whose thickness is more than 6 mm. So that comes under a plate. So less than 0.5 it is foil. If it is more than 6 it is plate. And all the metal between 0.15 mm to 6 mm that are termed as sheet. So when we are working on the metal with that thickness to produce any kind of structure, whether by cutting or by bending or different method, so that operation is known as sheet metal work. So what is sheet metal? It is simply metal formed into thin and flat piece. So they are very thin. And now there are different types to work with metal. We can also work with machines, different machines, and there is also sheet metal operation. So here we'll use different types of operation to produce our desired object. So here, as I said, we can cut the metal, we can bend it to different shape. Thickness less than 0.15 is foil. More than 6 mm is plate. Okay. So you must have seen car bodies, airplane wings, medical tablets, roofs for building. So all those they are produced with the help of sheet metal operation. Now in this we can classify into two types. First, shearing process. Shearing means in which cuttings are involved. We are cutting some amount of metal, and the other is forming process. In forming, we are not cutting any metal. We are just changing the shape of the metal to our desired shape. So in shearing process, we apply shearing force to cut or separate the material. So to cut the material, we need to apply shearing force. So either we will cut or separate. The different shearing process are punching, blanking, perforating, slitting, parting off, notching, shaving, trimming, and lancet. So now we'll see all the operation one by one. So first, let's start with punching, shearing process. And that first is punching. In punching, we use a die and a punch. Okay, and using a die and a punch, the desired shaped hole which we want are made in sheet metal. Now everyone has seen punch which we use to make hole in a paper to file it in a file. We need punch. Okay, the same operation apply here. A die will be below, a die will be kept below, on that sheet metal will be there. A punch will descend from up of the desired shape. Whichever shape we want, that shape punch will come from up and it will go inside the die and cut the sheet metal between that. So in this, the cut metal is will be waste slug. See here you can see the die is below, above that sheet will be there, above that punch will be there. This punch will come down, and while coming down it will cut the sheet from between. Okay, giving us the desired output. The cut metal will go as a waste. So this is punching operation. uh, one more operation, blanking. This is also same as punching, except in this case when the metal is cut, so the cut metal is the waste and the remaining metal is our required workpiece. Whereas in blanking, the cut metal, the metal which is cut, that is the desired output and the remaining metal will be the waste. So operations are carried in same way, but in punching the cut metal is waste, whereas in blanking the cut metal is the required product. So in punching, the material punch out from the hole being waste. See here, this shape metal we have cut. We have from this sheet we have cut this shape metal. So the remaining sheet is our product, and the cut shape is the waste. See here, we'll look how it works. See, punching, this is a press machine. Okay, below this is the die in which a hole is there. On this on this die we will keep the sheet metal. So on this die the sheet metal will be kept. Okay, the sheet metal will be kept, and this is the punch. This is the punch. Now this punch will come down and shear the sheet metal. This is the punch come down and shear the sheet metal. Now this will be the waste, and this will be the required product in punching. In punching operation, this is the waste, this is our required part. Now similarly, blanking is also done in same way. See, the up is punch, down is die, above that stripper is there. Now we'll put the sheet between the stripper and the die. Now the punch will come down. Okay. The punch is coming down and the metal is cut. Now the cut part is the required part, and the remaining part is the waste. So this is difference between punching and blanking. Now there's one more operation, notching. It is similar to punching, except here in punching we are working in between. In notching we'll be working on the edges and the corners. We'll be cutting the metal from the edges, not from between. See, below is the die, above that stripper, punch will come down and cut the metal. See, the punch is coming down and cutting the metal. So the cut part is the waste. Okay, so and this here we are working on the edges. This operation is carried on the edges, not in the middle. Hacksaw blade are done by this type of operation. Next operation is lancing. In this, complete cutting is not there. It will only cut the material from three sides. So this is the die, this is the sheet, this is our punch. See the shape of the punch. So here we are not cutting it completely. We are just cutting a little part and then bending it. See, the metal is not cut properly. Only it is cut from the three sides, and from one end it is bended. So here there is no slug. Then there's operation like coining. Whichever shape we want, we can put that shape on the coin. Whatever shape we want, that will be imprinted on the punch, and when it touches the coin, it will imprint that shape on the coin. See, this shape, like stamping. On stamp, our everything is written on the stamp. When we put it on the paper, everything got inked on the paper. Similarly, everything is printed here. When we punch on the coin, it will be imprinted on the coin. See, the shapes are done on the coin. Then there's embossing. And this some shapes will be made on the die, and when the punch presses on the die, that part, the material will be embossed by that shape. See, the sheet metal is kept here. Now we are punching our sheet metal. So the shape which was on the die now is embossed on the required sheet metal. So now next operation is, we have seen punching, in which the cut part is the waste. Blanking, in which the cut part is the required material and the remaining part is the waste. It is same as punching. The article punched out is called the blank. So hence the name is blanking, and that is the required part of the operation. Whatever is left is waste. See, we have seen in previous slide, we were punching this part, so remaining part was the required and this was waste. Now here this is the required and remaining is waste. So that is the difference between blanking and punching. Perforating, now if you want to make small hole, in one pass we want to make many hole and very close together, that operation is perforating. If the holes are big, it will be punching, but if the holes are very small, it will be perforating. Notching, we have seen cutting from the edges. Whatever required shape we want, we will cut it from the edges. That is notching operation. Now slitting. See here, slitting, we are not cutting it, we are just making a little bend. Okay, we are not cutting the metal, we are just forcing the metal a little so that it comes a little out, and little part, see here, get bended. That is slitting. Lancing, we have seen, we are not cutting it completely, it will be cut from 3 sides and bent from the 4th side. Now parting off means cutting off from the corner. Okay. If a long sheet is there, if you want to cut some part and remove it, we will use parting. See, it involves cutting sheet metal by punch with 2 cutting edges that matches the opposite side of the blank. So the between part will be parted off. We will cut the part from between. Shaving, sometime when we cut the metal, the edges are not properly smooth. The edges are little rough. See here, you can see after shearing, the edge has acquired this shape. Now to make it smooth, we do shaving so that the uneven part get even. So due to this unevenness, the dimensions are distorted a little. So by this operation, we are getting the accurate dimension. So we'll cut it to the required dimension. Just from the edges, we'll cut the uneven part and make it straight. Trimming, like shaving only if there is some extra material on the edges. If on the edges there are some more material which is yet to be removed, so that we can remove by trimming operation, cutting the excess material. Now comes forming operation. Now this was all under shearing, in which cutting of the metal was involved. Now forming operation. In forming, there is no cutting involved. We are just changing the shape of the metal. So in this first operation is bending. So whatever shape we want, we will bend the metal to that shape. Okay, without getting break, without the metal getting break. Okay, so there are different bending operation. V bending to make V bend, V shape, air bending, press bending, U forming, edge bending, flanging, beading, bulging, roll bending, dimpling, roll forming, stretch forming. In this, we'll look at some of them. See the V bending. Here the die shape is of V, the die is of V shape, and the punch is also of V shape. So when the punch goes inside the die, it forces this metal inside the slot. Okay, this punch, this will not cut it, this will just force this sheet metal into the slot, getting a V shape. See here, it will just force the metal so that the metal get bent in a V shape. Then there's wiping. Here we are bending from the ends. We are not cutting, we are bending from the end. See, the material will be kept with one edge a little outside the die. So when the punch will come down, it will bend this edge on this die. Okay, so we'll have this L type of shape. See, here we look. Now this was little basic. Metal whose thickness between 0.15 and 6 is called sheet metal. Less than that foil, bigger than that plate. Now see the bending. This is the die with the required cavity. The sheet metal will be kept on the die. This is the punch which will go inside the die. So this is sheet metal cap. Now the punch will come down and bend the die to the required shape. The punch will come down. So the end product will be this way the punch will come down. So this way we'll get the final product. After bending, the sheet metal will take such type of shape. See, here we can have different shape in the die. See, the punch is of curve shape. So as the punch come down, we'll get the required shape. We'll get the required shape. See, V bending, the punch and die are of V shape. The die is of V shape. Punch will also be of V shape. Metal will be kept on the die. As the punch descend, will have a V shape structure. We can also have different shape. So based on the shape required, we can make the die and punch of that shape, and we'll get the output of that shape. See the output. See, bending from the edges. So these are the example of air bending. Here the punch will be of lesser dimension than the die. The slot in the die, the dimension will be more than the punch. Then there's a 4-slide machine. Here we are bending it from all 4 sides. First, this punch will move down and bend it into this U shape. Then this 2 punch will move inward and bend it from here sides. And last, this punch will move down to bend it in a circular shape. So this is 4-slide machine. First, this is bending, This is coming down to make the first bend, then this two, and then this. Then there's rolling bending. In this, a sheet is passed through the roller to get the bend. Various bending operation. See, this is operation of, this is example of air bending. The die is of V shape, but the punch is of different shape and of lesser dimension. See here, this is V bending. See the shape, the punch and the die shape both are of V shape to get a V shape. This is air bending. See how the metal bended. The punch is of lesser dimension than the die. So here will not get exactly V shape, but a little curve at the end. Roll bending. So from a plate or sheet metal to, if you want to uh, get a cylindrical shape, then we use roll bending. See here, it is passed through 3 roller. The single sheet is, it passed through 3 roller. First, when it comes here, it get bended here. Then this roller will bend it little. It is passing through here, but due to this, it is getting bended from here. See the shape. This straight sheet is bended into this cylindrical shape. So this is roll bending. Now there's one forming process. Forming means to get the required shape by passing it into the different form. See, whatever shape we want, the form will be made of that shape. See here you can see. So between this slot, the metal will be passed. See the different shapes. Whatever shape required, the forming wheels will be made of that shape, and the metal will be passed between that forming wheels. Okay. So while passing through that forming wheel, it will acquire the required shape. See, first stage 1, first we are passing it through here, so it is bending from here and here. Then we are passing it from here, so it is also bending from here. This is taking this shape, and then this will be the final product. So in this, it's not done in one stage. The required shape is not acquired in one stage. Here it is done step by step. See, after this, after it has formed to this shape, then we can have this shape to make this bend. See, first bending was at this end, next bending was in between. Now next, this bended part was made straight, a little L shape bend. Then this part was made to V shape bend. Then again this part was made to a lesser width V shape. Okay. Then the final product will be the required whatever product we want. So here the straight sheet metal was formed to such kind of shape. See here, almost U shape, and then final close D shape. Okay, so the straight sheet was bended to this D shape, but in 7 stages. Here it is not done in one stage. We'll make bend step by step. First bend at the end, then between, then make L bend here, then make it a U shape, then even more thinner U shape, then more bend here, then final shape like here. So here it is done in different stages. See here you can see one example how forming take place. So these are the forming wheel. So these are the forming wheel for the first and second stage. So the forming wheel are being set up. And it is locked. Then the required material will pass. See, the material is coming. Now it will pass from the first wheel. See, it is passing from the first wheel. So it gets bent a little. It takes shape of the first wheel. Now we'll change the direction. Now it will pass through the second wheel. While passing through the second wheel, it will take the shape of the second wheel, and now it is passing through the third wheel. So here it was of 3 stages, so the required product was acquired in 3 stages. Now with the help of different rolling wheel, it is being transferred to the warehouse area. See the different rolling wheel here, and passing through this wheel, it will acquire the final shape. Afterward, shaving process will be done as the edges are not even. There is little unevenness at the edges. So at the end, using hacksaw, shaving will be done and the required material will be passed for cooling. So this is how forming operation take place. The material is passed through number of wheels to get the roll forming, number of roller wheel to get the required shape. So these are the beams used in construction site. So this is how it is obtained from a rectangular workpiece to such type of shape. And afterwards, see again at the end, it is again passed through number of wheel to get the final output. See here you can see it is again passed through these rollers to get the final output. So this way forming operation take place. See such kind of shape, this is also obtained through forming process from sheet metal. Now folding, it is also like bending only. The sheet will be kept on the die. At one end it will be clamped. We will clamp the sheet at one end. Now this the beam. Now we'll take this beam on top of that and bend it down, bending the sheet. We'll take this beam on the sheet and press it down, bending the sheet. Okay, so this is folding. Okay, so thus this bend beam can move the sheet up and down, permitting the fabricating of part with positive and negative bend angle. Okay, so based on the bend angle required, using this beam we can get the, if you want to bend it completely by 90, we can bend it completely, or whichever angle we want, we can bend it up to that angle. The difference between bending was, in bending operation, the punch was descending from up to down, and during the descent it was bending it completely into L shape. Here we can get different shape, not necessary L shape. Here we can get different angle of the bend. So depending on the required folding angle, we can bend it accordingly to get the resulting bend angle. Now nibbling process is similar to slitting. In slitting we have seen we are not making the hole completely but just bending it a little. So here we are processing a series of overlapping slit. A series of overlapping slit that will be termed as nibbling. In nibbling, the bend was done only one time by one press. Here we'll be doing it multiple times to get the required slit. So we'll nibbling a little amount of metal from the sheet. So this is also, sheets are up to 6 mm. So complex shape can be done using this. So it is basically a small punch and die. Punch passes through the sheet completely. This will not pass through the sheet completely. Only it will pass for a small amount of material and not make a complete hole. Now sheet joining, when we need to join two types of sheet. So there are different process of that. So first is non-permanent, that is that we can, whenever we want, we can make the joint, whenever we want we can remove it, we can assemble it and we can disassemble it without damaging the component. Example are screw and thread. If two holes are there in both the sheet, so by a screw and thread we can join the two sheet, and when the requirement is over we can open the uh, screw and remove it. Okay. So screw and bolt, or else key and coupling. When we need to join two, we can put a key in between and join with a coupling, and whenever we do our work is over, we can remove the key from the coupling and make it separate. Okay, so these are non-permanent, which can be removed. So it is assembled on requirement, and after requirement it can be removed. Then there is permanent joint, that we are doing it permanent, which we cannot disassemble. If you want to disassemble, we will damage the component. So these are also of two types depending on the nature of forces. So one is of mechanical origin. So in that we can use riveted joint. So riveted joint is formed by press or interference fit, where two components are joined by applying mechanical forces. In screw, thread is there, and at one side we can apply nut. In rivet there is no thread. We can put the rivet from one end, and from the other end we will apply the force, which will form a rivet like structure and join the two metal. See, these are the rivets. Here you can see these are the rivets. So at one point the diameter is little more than the remaining part. So the smaller part will be put between the two part. This smaller part, see, this smaller part will be put inside the two part, and from the other end mechanical force will be applied. Okay, so due to this mechanical force, this part with lesser dimension, this will acquire a bigger dimension, hence joining the two part. Okay. So here two plates are joined with the help of rivet. We will keep the two plates, make the hole should be there between the two plates. We'll put a rivet from one side, and from the other end apply a mechanical force, which will bend this part to this shape, making a permanent joint. Okay. So here adequate mechanical force is applied to make the joint strong and leak proof, and smooth holes are drilled. Before, first thing is there should be two smooth holes. We can make it by drilling, punching, reaming, and then we will insert the rivet and apply mechanical force from the other end. This is a rivet machine, okay, which is used to press the rivet. Then this was permanent process with mechanical origin. Now the other is permanent process with electrical origin. Here they are joined by the heat obtained by the electric current flow. When the electric current flow, so the resistance provided by the metal, so by the heat obtained from that, we can use that to join the two metal. That is spot welding process. So here the two workpieces to be joined are held together under pressure by electrodes. They are held between the two electrodes and they are held between the two electrodes, and pressure is applied from both the ends. Here the thickness should be 0.5 to 3 mm, not more than that. For more than 3 we can use mechanical method, but if it is 0.5 to 3 we can use this process. So the sheets are held between the two electrodes, the pressures are applied, and then the electrodes are connected to the power supply. See, here you can see this two electrode. This two electrode will put the sheets between, will apply the pressure and start the electric current. So due to the passing of electric current, due to the resistance, heat will be provided between the surface. Heat will be produced between the two surfaces, hence joining the two sheet. So this is also a permanent method of joining sheet metal. So that's it for this topic. If you have any doubt, we can discuss it during